Hello friends, welcome to My Hobby Home. My name is Kathy. Thank you for joining me today. This video is going to be a little bit different than my normal videos. You can tell by the thumbnail. I thought I would address this because I have received a lot of emails, a lot of comments, asking questions, so I'm putting it all here in one video, and it's just going to be a quick update. I am 1 week. If you're new here, you may not know this, but I'll give you a real quick rundown. I am 1 week post surgery for my knee. Prior, I've had 18 years of pain with my left knee. I have had several falls down steps that have put me in the position I'm in now with a knee that doesn't feel so great. It started back in, I guess, the very first fall that I can think of that actually injured my knee was in 2006. When I purchased this home, I was going down wet steps. I had cheap flip-flops on. I was letting my dog out to let her go potty, and I fell down the steps. My foot just went right out from under me. I hit every step going down. My leg ended up behind me. My leg, I can't even say black and blue. My leg was a dark black bruise from above my knee to the bottom of my foot. The company I worked for at that time, you did not take off unless there was a death or you were in the hospital. Well, there wasn't either of those two, so I did not take off work for a while to have my leg checked. And then it took me 4 years before I could actually get a PA to request an MRI for me. I knew I had a lot of bruising and things like that, so I already knew that. Well, the second fall that I had was in 2018. I worked for the local university. I was the administrative assistant for the dean of one of the colleges, and I was coming into work. I always came in early because I had a lot of things I needed to get done before the dean and I had our meeting in the morning, and just things you want to tie up and get ready for the day. Well, I always came in, and they had just painted the curbs and did not put sand, and the curbs were kind of damp. I stepped on the curb and my foot went straight out behind me. I went straight down on this knee, and I really could not walk. And I actually, at that time when it happened and the dean came in, I talked to the dean. I'm like, I've got to go have it x-rayed because I can't walk. My whole knee was swollen. It was very bruised. So I had my knee looked at. Of course, it was the university's doctor that I went to, and they just told me I had really deep bruising. They just did an x-ray, and that's what I was told, just had really deep bruising. I'm kind of giving you the timeline of this knee. 8 weeks later, I go to a chiropractor for just normal maintenance, around once a month, every few weeks. I'll go. And my knee was still hurting, so he could not do a lower lumbar adjustment where they lay your knee over and push down to open up your triangle. That's what I call it. I don't know what they call it, because my knee was still hurting. Well, he checked my knee out and he put my knee back in place. So that's where we're at with that. For 8 weeks, I went with my kneecap not in place. So that accounted for a lot of the grinding I was having, a lot of the bruising I was feeling, a lot of the soreness and tenderness. But the damage was already done. So my knee and below my knee was very tender. And it, to this day, is still very tender. Now, we come up to this year, 2025. I know that, because of the possibility of things going on with my job. I work for the state. The state is doing cuts. They're trying to find ways to eliminate positions to work more efficiently. I don't know how getting rid of my position is going to make it more efficient unless they pile what I do on someone else at another location, because where I work is location specific, and unless they're piling what I do on someone else at another location, that's the only thing I can think of. But there's always a possibility of job loss. And I was thinking, well, my knee I've got to have something done with my knee, because it had started a few months prior to where when I walked, it would pop out, kind of like going out to the side. And it would always feel like it was hyperextended. So I knew something was not right, and there was always pain in my leg. So I started probably May, possibly going to the doctor. I'm like, we've got to have this figured out. So we do an x-ray, then we do physical therapy, then we do an MRI. The MRI, the doctor, what he saw or thought he saw was a minor tear in the meniscus and some abnormality with the meniscus, and a bone spur and a lot of arthritis. We already knew there was arthritis because of the falls. So I ended up having a knee scope on July 3rd. As I said, I am 1 week post-op from the knee scope. So now I'm going to tell you what has happened since surgery and how I'm doing now. Okay, so day of surgery, July 3rd. I go in, surgery is scheduled for noon. I do all the things I'm supposed to do. I have my family there, my husband and my daughter, and because we can only have 2 people there. So my husband and my daughter came, and they did surgery. I come out of surgery fine. But I did have a few things that were different. When I come out of surgery, my doctor, he consulted with my family and told them what he never spoke about meniscus. Well, he did say there was not a meniscus tear, that the meniscus looked fine. There was an extreme amount of arthritis below the kneecap and at the bottom of the knee joint. And there was a lot of cartilage debris. He did clean out the cartilage debris and the arthritis out of the knee. Now, of course, you think those things are going to be great, but not so fast. He did tell my family that I am in some places bone on bone. The cartilage has worn all the way through, and I am bone on bone in some places, and there's nothing they can do about that without a total knee replacement. Well, I was on board for a total knee replacement from the beginning, because I just knew I couldn't deal with this pain much longer. So now is the healing process from that. He had told my family I would come home with a walker. I was to have no weight bearing and no heavy lifting until after I see him on the 14th, which it is Thursday. 14th is Monday. I have not yet seen him. As of right now, I did not come home with a walker, so I've just had to manage. I have walked on the leg. I was to walk every hour and a half to 2 hours, and to ice every hour for about 20 minutes. I am walking on the leg very carefully, very, very carefully. And I am elevating and icing. And he did give me pain medications and a baby aspirin to take every day for a blood thinner to stop any possible blood clots. The pain medication I did stop Saturday at 3 p.m. But on Tuesday, I had to take one about noon because it was just it had gotten to where it was unbearable. I could not sleep very well Monday night because I could not get comfortable. So now I have found a good solution. I will take half of a pain pill at night to help get me comfortable so I don't have pain, so I can sleep. But the drawback with that is I sleep until about almost noon, about 11 o'clock. and that is not good. But I am getting rest. I am elevating. I am walking very carefully. I did have some post-surgical throat issues. My jaw hurt really bad. It hurt from my ear down to my throat, and I was very swollen. I'm not as swollen now as I was. My throat was very itchy, and I did have a display of blood and mucus that I was coughing up. And that has since ceased. I can say the pain in my jaw is not as bad. I'm thinking they had to put a breathing tube in me, and I was told this before the surgery that I would probably have a sore throat. It was excruciating, painful. I was having to just try to let liquids trickle down my throat because I could not swallow. It hurt so bad. Now what I'm having, I can't move my tongue across. I can move my tongue, but you know, like if you get something in your cheek, how you'll move your tongue over there to try to get it out of your cheek. When you're eating, I can't do that. That hurts. But as far as the throat, it's a tiny bit sore. Nothing to stop me from eating. I am now today, just today, yesterday I couldn't do this. Today I can chew on this side now. But it's okay though. I still have a little pain in the ear. And a little bit of pain when I touch here. It's not that bad though. So today I'm a lot better. The knee is the biggest problem right now. I'm being very careful. My doctor does want me to go to PT 3 times a week for 4 weeks. That is not possible for me right now because that would mean I'd have to drive somewhere, and it's just me. And getting in and out of the vehicle is very, very hard and very, very painful. I am the one driving because it is my left knee. And guys, y'all might have just heard that we have another thunderstorm coming through today. We have had storms every single day this week. Monday, I think it was, knocked our power out 3 hours. But it's a lot of lightning and stuff that goes on with these storms. So I'm going to make this quick. Well, actually, my machine's not sewed, cut on. My phone's the only thing on, and the lights, you know. It's not going to hurt my phone, so I can record. But pretty much my knee is the biggest problem. I am up with the good, down with the bad. That's how you step. And so I drive. I get up in my vehicle with my right leg and I get out with my left leg. But actually, I can turn and catch myself when I get out of the vehicle on my right leg. So I'm really not putting any weight on that left leg. But so far, so good. It does require patience. I'm not a very patient person. I really thought I would be good in 3 days because a coworker had the same thing done. And I actually saw him and I was like, why did you tell me in 3 days I was going to be good to go? And he's like, well, you know, you're still a little sore. I was like, I am a lot sore. So I am being very, very careful. I'm making sure to elevate and ice as needed. And so that's the thing, is I have to listen to my body. I can't push it. I have to do what my body is giving me signals that I need to do. Like right now, sitting, I'm fine. I have no pain. But when I can tell when I start needing to ice it. I may ice it twice an hour and then may not ice it for 4 hours. But I ice it when I feel my knee is needing it instead of overdoing it. But the walking is getting good. My husband and I, we left the house today. But I can do very little. When I get out of my vehicle, I'm right at my steps to come up to my porch and get in my house. When I come in the house, I told him today, I said, I have to sit down. I can't do anything else. I have to sit down. So I sat down and elevated and iced for a little bit today. Before I'm recording this, it's probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I wanted to go on and get this recorded for you guys so you could have a video today before we go live tonight with Tammy at the Siberian Wind. Her link is down in the description if you want to join us for that sew along. But I thought I would come and give you all an update on how I'm doing. I'm feeling really good. I am sleepy. I'm tired because when I do my walking, that is a task. It does wear me out. After I do my walking, I sit down and I normally take a nap because I elevate and ice and I normally just fall asleep when I do that. So guys, thank you for your prayers, your concerns, and thank you everyone for checking in on me. I am doing really well. I do still have a ways to go, but it seems like every day it's just a little bit better. And I'm hoping by Tuesday I'll be able to go back to work. I know I can't go back before then, but I'm hoping by Tuesday I will be able to go back to work. That will require me to wake up way before 11 o'clock though. So once again, thank you. Give me a thumbs up if you've not yet subscribed and you like watching crafting content. I'm probably going to start putting some more cooking content down here because it is getting summertime and I do want to start doing some summer cooking, and I would love to bring you guys along with me. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.